Welcome to Last Call here on the next round. Like and subscribe, guys. Make sure you're a part of what we're doing. We're brought to you by Pearl River Resort, Philadelphia, Mississippi. Great concert coming up there we'll tell you about. We got a lot to get into on this show. Bama's back in the title game against Georgia. They've played them 4 times there. 3 of them have been epic Alabama wins. And we're going to get into that. Lane Kiffin, a lot of drama. Jake knows him. We'll talk about that as well. All that right here on the show, right after we play this, the open. All right, there he is. Jake Coker. I'm Mick Gillispie. Good to see you, Jake. You doing all right?
Hanging in there. Hanging in there.
Yeah, look.
I don't have the bruises to show it, but I feel like I've gotten my ass beat.
It's been anytime you move, it's not easy.
Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there. But let me tell you, I'll never do this again. I'll never do this again.
I'm in my studio right now. The people that I bought my house from were not good. They left me with a slab leak that they hid from me. Surprise, surprise. You know, that's when a busted pipes under your house and you have to before I even moved in, and when I moved in, there was a tree that fell through my roof. There's a branch sticking to the roof on the house. Hey, and then they didn't have their stuff out after closing. So that was how my life started in this. Great people.
They're taking advantage of the out-of-towner.
No, I was living in downtown Fairhope, buddy. Look at you, always trying to give me a little dig. Not being from here. You're just jealous that I'm on this side of the bay. I'm over here with Brian Coker, your dad. You know him?
Yeah, that's right.
That's my neighbor.
Oh yeah, old man Bryant was over in town last night. We hung out a little bit. Yeah,
so he comes over there.
Oh yeah, he was showing me videos of how to make my grip stronger.
What are you doing that for? You gonna go back into
playing some football? It's just out of the blue. Dad likes to show me how to get stronger, even though I'm past my prime.
Yeah. You're not as good as you once were.
That's right. As our boy Toby would say.
I know, old Toby. All right, so we got a lot to talk about. Let's just get into this right now. Your thoughts on the Iron Bowl. Bama wins. Great drive at the end. Ty Simpson kind of etches his name in Iron Bowl lore with a gutsy 4th down pass.
Yeah.
The board's like, hey, it wasn't a 30-yard pass. I mean, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah. What do you say? We had 25 less yards on this 4th down, so I feel a lot better about it. Yeah, man, it's going to be dangerous in that place. I mean, obviously you want to see us, step on people's throats when we got them down 17-0. And I hated to see them make that comeback. But when, what's his name? That Auburn quarterback started moving around and completing balls on the run. I was sitting there watching, over Thanksgiving with family, and we were all kind of just like, oh my gosh, here we go again,
Yeah.
Just crazy things happen in that place. Luckily, the ball bounced our way a few times. We made the key plays necessary, to really make a difference and win that game. But, I thought Auburn was taking our run game for granted, to begin with. I thought we came out and made a little bit of a statement against them. I thought Jam Miller got going a lot better in that game. I think he's kind of working back to some normalcy.
He got hurt, though. We had the foot injury.
Yeah. I mean,
he did run really well, though.
Yeah, I was going to say he was getting back to some normalcy, and of course, Jam Miller, just poor guy, can't catch a break. Offensive line and pass protection against pressure still making me nervous, but all in, I think you go into Jordan-Hare. Auburn plays differently at Jordan-Hare, especially when they play us. Again, they're trying to ruin our season. They got everything to play for in that game. It's almost like, they're playing for a playoff spot when they play against Alabama. Just a different level of intensity. And thought we came out and handled it well. You know, I like Ty's post game comment. They said this place is haunted, but I didn't see any ghosts.
No, I love that. Hey, I said that all week though, and I'll be honest with you, we should have blown them out. My prediction was we were going to cover the spread, and I thought we were going to blow them out. We could have. We let them off the hook. We had them on there for a beatdown, and we just, you know.
Yeah. I love the way the defense is playing, though.
Me too.
You know, I mean, I do love. You talk about completely transforming the image over a year and a half. That's what Kane Womack's done. He's really done a good job at making our defense consistently good and getting stops. You know, something last year, early on in last year especially, I think everybody was nervous about the way the defense was gonna progress after seeing the first 6 games of the season last year. So for him to come out, man, secondary is playing so well. Bray Hubbard, you know, we've been talking about him all season long. Possibly the best thing that ever happened to Alabama was losing to Florida State week 1. Been a completely different team. I think the physicality from Bray Hubbard, especially in that secondary, has really set the tone. And that one play of him jogging in that Florida State game and him getting called out on it has you don't see him take a play off anymore.
No,
I mean, you don't see it. I love the way they're playing right now, creating turnovers. You know, making windows small, you know, doing all the little things, and I think they've really picked up on Kane's scheme. I think those guys are where they're supposed to be, getting a lot more penetration, just a lot of good things. And honestly, what I worry about the most now is our offense. I mean, it's flipped from you know, the first half of the season to the second half of the season.
Let me say this before we switch and talk offense. If the defense doesn't give up those missed tackle explosive plays, it is a blowout. And I think that for Kane is the thing that's just irritating him going into this game against Georgia, is that they're this close.
Yeah.
You know, you make a tackle, slow a guy down. Don't give up 2 big ass run, you know, catch and runs on plays that weren't even that good. They were just, you know, a guy made a play. But besides that, I think we all appreciate Kane Womack's defense a lot more than we did at the beginning of the year. I'm starting with me. I said the whole time, though, and I will defend myself, I don't know enough about scheming defenses to sit here and go, okay, well, I just know what other people tell me that maybe played in the NFL, maybe no defense, you know, maybe played for Kirby and Saban. And some of those guys weren't real enamored with it. But you know what? The players have picked it up, and they have done a great job.
Well, you know, again, when I know some of the people you're alluding to, and I know some of the issues that
are you and I in the same crowd?
But you know, when you had the hey man, when you had the
answer that, you didn't want to answer that.
No, you know,
I'm not bougie enough for your crowd.
Hey, when you had the depth that we had with when you had the depth that we had, and you could just line up and play and not do as much of the moving around and you know, the what I remember, the line that I remember is, you know, you find a man to play the 3 techniques or the shade and you let him play that. I'm tired, you know, I don't want to see the moving around, bouncing around, but you know, when you had the depth that we had, and you had 2 or 3 that were going in the first and second round, it was a little easier to just throw them in there and let them line up and just kick people's asses, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I get, but I mean, I think in the ideal world, that's what you do, you know.
Well, going to the offensive side of the ball, there's a lot of injuries now that we're dealing with, and it's worrisome, man. I mean, Jam Miller's hurt again. His durability, just as an every down back, hasn't been there. So you're down to Daniel Hill and A.K. Deer because Kevin Riley's out, and I don't know what happened to Richard Young. And then without Cuevas, and he's not playing again, you got a couple of freshman tight ends. Those guys are like There's a term that I don't know if I should say it on this podcast. Should I or shouldn't I? Because it looks like they're tripping over something when they're out there. Whoop! Like one falling without anybody even touching them, right? So that's bad. Ryan Williams they didn't even target him in the game. Maybe he's dealing with some stuff, right? Like it took a really bad hit against Florida State at the beginning of the year.
Ryan Williams has to get his head on straight in terms of, understanding exactly what he needs to do. He's got to become a real cerebral guy. I say that. I don't think there's a great understanding of what he's trying to accomplish every play and how to get to his landmarks versus, the looks that we're getting. And again, I think also Ryan Williams is keyed a lot of times. I mean, I don't think you're not going to have, when you don't have Jalen Milroe and all those guys to worry about in the run game like we did last year. You can put more guys in the back end and you can focus more on those receivers because that we're throwing the ball. I mean,
right.
We're throwing the ball and you're not too worried about the run game because you have to tie up that many guys down there in the box. And, again, when you're running routes with more DBs, more safeties, anytime there's more bodies, the windows get tighter. And you really got to have a good understanding of where you need to be in order to get the ball and be trusted by your quarterback. And,
right.
Again, last year, I think there were a lot of one-on-one matchups. I think he was able to take advantage of and get vertical and just out-athlete people. But now that has changed a little bit due to, again, the lack of a run game. And so, I think Ryan is progressing. And again, he's going to be a great receiver at Alabama. I mean, I'm hearing, everybody hears the rumors about him leaving. I think, you don't know what's true, what's not, but I just think it's going to take a little time. Sometimes it does,
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, who knows, man? It's a lot of money's locked up in him, so, I mean, I hope he doesn't leave, though. I love watching him play. He's got another game to go out there and make something happen. And these are the biggest games of the season.
Yeah.
Championship game coming up. And let me tell you guys, before we talk about the SEC championship game in Georgia, Pearl River Resort. This guy's the spokesman there. Should play the commercial. Let me just play the commercial so we can all look at Jay.
I may not suit up on Saturdays anymore, but I'm still in the game. In here, I call the plays, make adjustments, and lay it on the line. Want to feel that fire, that rush? Then you've got to get in the game. I used to say it in the tunnel, and I still say it now. Let's roll.
Let's roll. All right, let's roll. Bama rolling to the SEC championship game. Also, D. Snyder from Twisted Sister, Lita Ford, Firehouse, all going to be there December 27th, 8 o'clock at Center Stage. So you go there, you hit the concert, then you go and slots, table games. They got live bands playing throughout Silver Star and Golden Moon. They're connected with one of these bridges with, that goes over the road, which is pretty cool. It's got a big escalator in there. And then it's got, what are those things, the moving walkways called? What are those things called? Because they got those too. I love getting on it. I feel really fast because I'll walk fast on that thing.
The spacewalk.
Yeah. When you get on it, though, you're walking fast and it's moving at the same time. Like, if walking was just that easy, we'd walk everywhere. Anyway, check it out, guys. Get tickets now and have a good time over at Pearl River. Hour and a half from Tuscaloosa, 2 and change from Birmingham. They also have the Timeout Sports Lounge, which is a Vegas-style sports book. So you could go bet on Bama. Like I said, Bama was going to cover, and I was right. Not always right, but I was right about this one. And honestly, I'm going to tell you, I think Bama's going to win again. I really do.
My 2 cents on this. I was expecting Georgia to be about a 6.5 point favorite, 5.5 maybe. 1.5, buddy. The public is all over Georgia and sharp money all over Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Alabama's going to win somewhat convincingly on Saturday.
I do too, man. I feel like they haven't played their best game yet. Georgia's. We had Mike on the tailgate show on Monday. He's in Atlanta. He does a show there. He's like, they don't want to win. They want to kill Alabama so that they don't make the college football playoff, right? Doesn't work like that, man. You want to win by 1 point. You want to go out there and do the things you got to do to win by 1. If you win by more than that's great. But when you go out and you're like, hey, man, I want to destroy these guys. Normally, you're not focused on doing the things that it takes to be successful, which is just go out there and do your job, right? And it feels like they're pressing a lot, Georgia. You don't think so?
I don't know. I think beating the hell out of somebody is, whatever it takes to make you focus on wanting to beat them 100-0 is, I think there's a lot of motivation there. I think it tends to help out a little bit.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to take Alabama in the game. You can take Georgia. But what do you...
I don't think it's going to matter. So, hey, when I was little, I always wanted to beat the hell out of my older brother and all my cousins, but, I still ended up getting my ass whipped. So
it didn't
sometimes
help.
It really doesn't matter.
It did not help at all, did it?
Yeah.
Well, look.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, sometimes motivation doesn't really do much of anything, but it does help you prepare. Sometimes the other team's just better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just think you go out there and for Alabama.
Let me say it this way. Auburn always wants to beat the hell out of Alabama. Sometimes, especially lately, Alabama has been a huge, huge favorite, there's a feeling there. I think that you're better and you're going to walk in and beat them. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that emotion isn't there like it needs to be. And I think that's created a lot of close games in the recent past.
Right.
To be honest with you. I think all that emotion really it matters more for the better team. Like, you play a lesser team and you want to beat the hell out of them. A lot of times you don't have those letdown games.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, Michigan State, my senior year, I felt like we were there on a mission to beat the hell out of that team,
Right.
And we did, just every facet of the game just dominated. And so, I think there's something to that for favorites.
Yeah, I agree with that. Defense for Alabama, I like the way they're playing right now. Offense is banged up, but they still get the job done. I mean, we've seen them. Ty Simpson had constant pressure, and he still found a way to get the ball in the end zone and make great passes. How do you deal with that? Because I'm sure Georgia's going to do the same thing. I mean, they just kept running. They blitzed the hell out of them.
Yeah.
How do you beat that?
Protections and hots, knowing how to manipulate your guys up front and understanding where your hots are. I mean, right. and there's nobody. To me, there's really almost nobody better in the country. Probably nobody better in the country right now in terms of seeing the field and understanding where to go with the football. Ty is it, and the way this offense is running with his accuracy. And his anticipation, I don't know if this team's 10-2 without Ty. A lot of times I feel like he's kind of out there on his own, getting the ball out and needing guys to make plays. And, the true weakest link to me is again, it's pressure up front. And when our backs are blocking, a lot of times they're getting blown up. And, if I see pressure coming, it's kind of like, sometimes you get it. You got to kind of understand when pressure's coming, you got to get it out early. I mean, I remember we were playing Clemson, and I knew we had it picked up that third down and long. I threw it to Darius Stewart for a first down. You know it's coming. You know you're going to get hit. Just give ground and get the ball out, and just give your guys a chance. Because look, the more you bring pressure, the more you expose yourself to big plays, and it's just a matter of time until the offense, quarterback, receivers kind of get used to it, and then it almost becomes vanilla, and you start hitting those big plays. And so again, you got to have talent. You got to have talent at a receiver position that's going to win one-on-one battles, and you got to have a quarterback that understands where they're going and get it to them quickly with a little bit of air so that they can adjust.
Right.
and honestly, that comes with a lot of experience on the field together as a unit. I mean, it's hard to roll out there first few games of the season and without a whole lot of experience with those specific guys on the field. Quarterback's finally getting hit live, no black jersey,
Right.
You got to be able to speak to guys on the field, have a relationship with them to where you can almost communicate with them without even speaking to them. Hand gestures, right. Almost,
Yeah.
And after you have a few bad experiences earlier in the season, you can kind of move on and hey, you remember this from earlier in the season, or kind of just communicate it real quick and let's do this because this is what we got to do.
Right. Yeah.
I mean that naked we ran against Auburn, touchdown to Darius Stewart. I mean, he ends up in the back of the end zone and hit him in the back of the end zone for touchdown. He had a comeback, to the field, and that was one of those things we had talked about, a while, and just because it had happened in other games where they bring pressure off the edge and I got to elude somebody, and at that point it's too late to hit the comeback because that's a timing route. And we talked and we're just like, hey, go vertical if that happens. Because a lot of times those defenses get lax and they start watching the quarterback and they lose guys vertically. So, I think it was Carlton Davis made him miss. And then at that point, Darius just took off. And I look up and I'm like, oh, shit, there he is,
That's it right there. Tutty. Yeah. So how hard is it to play the same team twice in a season?
I've only done it once, and that was in high school. We won the first time and lost the second time. Has that happened with Georgia in the recent past? I feel like it has. I mean, outside of I know it happened.
They lost to us and beat us. They lost to Auburn one year and beat them. But DeBoer beat Oregon twice one year. So, I mean, keep that in mind.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Georgia and Alabama, it's a different. I can guarantee you that Georgia fans are more nervous about it than we are, even though Alabama struggled a little bit. Later on in the season has not looked as productive as Georgia. There's still something about it. It's kind of like, it's kind of like us playing at Jordan-Hare. The only difference is that we have absolutely dominated Georgia over the last however many years. I mean, we've won 10 out of the last 11 matchups. It's hard to even fathom. They've won, 2 national championships in the last 5 years?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And we're 10-1 against them, while they've been so dominant.
It's insane. I mean, it's insane. But we've played great football. We've just gone in there and played great football, like just executed and haven't been intimidated, and they don't make anybody nervous. It's just like, hey, we're going to go out there and do our thing and make them make plays, and they've done theirs and we've done ours. But at the end of the game, we found the way. I mean, this goes back like the Amari Cooper game in 2012, and then you had the Jalen Hurts game. You remember that one? I mean, there's been some good ones that Bama's found a way to win. We whooped them one time.
Yeah, that one, the Jalen Hurts SEC championships, that's probably my favorite Alabama-Georgia game outside of the one I played in a while back. But yeah, coming in there, cold, leading Alabama back, at the end of the game to beat Georgia. Well, hell, I say that. I was at the 2017 national championship when we beat them, 4th and 26. And
yeah,
I mean, me and John Parker Wilson sitting next to each other and just a crowd of Georgia fans, them talking trash, thought they had it won, and then all of a sudden that touchdown gets thrown, and I mean, just, letting them all have it as they're walking by me.
Still the greatest end in college football history. A walk-off touchdown pass down.
The best national championship in college football history.
I still can't believe that one. I still can't believe that one. So, all right, let's switch gears here. I want to talk about Lane Kiffin. I want to ask everybody that's a Bama fan, are you surprised at all that this guy who forced Saban to fire him as offensive coordinator going into a national championship game in 2016 would cause so much drama? He's walking away from a playoff team. First time Ole Miss has played a meaningful game like this since like the 60s.
Yeah.
And the guy's walking away for money. He thought in his mind that they were going to let him coach, taking the job of his arch rival. And look, let me just say this, Jake. Get ready, Ole Miss, because you hadn't seen the last of Lane. He's going to try to pick the carcass of that Ole Miss roster like a vulture. Just get ready for it. How many players transfer from Ole Miss to LSU off of that team?
I know the quarterback. I mean, I would imagine the quarterback will for sure. Having said that, I've seen a lot of their responses, and they saw the way it all played out. And I know there's a lot of for the kids that went to Ole Miss because they like Ole Miss and are from Mississippi. It may be a little tough. I mean, I don't know if you've seen some of that social media stuff, and it doesn't surprise me. And I've heard a few things about the way it all went down. And I mean, some of those kids are saying, calling them out, saying that's not the way it went. Because if you look at those social media posts from the players, they definitely disagreed with the statement that he put out in terms of despite the players wanting me to coach for the rest of the season, the AD wouldn't allow it. It doesn't look like that's the case.
Yeah,
this is kind of a weird topic for me to talk about because I don't, I mean, you and I have talked about it a lot, but it's a weird situation for me because that was a different time for Lane. I thought, at least. I mean,
a lot of stuff coming out about old Lane. They like feels like they were covering up a lot of stuff at Ole Miss, but who knows?
Well, that's why it was the perfect place for him.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, a place that's not used to winning will put up with a lot to win.
Yeah, that's right. We had a guy just like
again,
this, Mike Price.
It is kind of strange because I mean, look, winning like that at Ole Miss is a big deal, and again, they'll put up with a lot to do that, but. You still hadn't seen a SEC championship appearance or a playoff appearance, and if I'm an LSU fan or if I'm have any affiliation with LSU, you also kind of got to watch this and be like, man, are we next or what are we jumping into?
Well, look, the funny thing is, and this is kind of where the show's going to end. We're going to do another one tomorrow. Is that Lane could influence the next election in Louisiana? Think about that. There's nothing. I mean, if he wins, but I mean, like there's a lot of scandal. Just think of, there's a stench of scandal in the air, and no politicians want to be involved in that. I mean, the funny thing is that you keep hearing all these stories, and I'm going to tell you guys, you don't even know the half of it when he was at Alabama. So that's funny. When I hear these, I'm like, whoa, this is a TV show. We should just produce it. The guy can coach, though. He can coach.
It'd be the #1 show on Bravo, that's for sure.
God, it'd be so good. Imagine writing that. Like, this can't be true. Oh, it's true. When they say based on a true story. That's one of those where you're like, they're like, no, let's temper this down. There's no way. And then they're like, I've seen Eastbound and Down. And then you're like, no. Hey, good luck, Lane. Any final thoughts? Any final thoughts on this one? Because we're doing another one tomorrow. That's the game plan now.
Yeah, no, we're doing another one tomorrow. Man, hey, like the odds in the SEC championship, like the way it's trending right now. I'm gonna go back and watch some of that Alabama-Georgia game from earlier this year. I feel like so much has changed. But anyway, I like those odds, and in terms of the whole Lane situation, I'm with Bill Cowher on that one. I don't know if you've seen his take, but you ought to look it up. It's the whole landscape of college football is a nightmare. If Alabama, outside of Alabama, I'll be pulling for Ole Miss. I hope they make it a long time. I really like Pete Golding. Think he's there at Ole Miss because he loves Ole Miss, and I think those players are going to respond really well. And it's just a football thing to me. It's a football culture. I mean, to me, football culture, doing the right thing. I think that's what's so hard to watch about all this is, you try to build a locker room where guys are accountable. They do what they do is, the main goal is honestly sacrifice your body, do everything you can to win for the next guy beside you. That's what I've always thought of football. That's been as long as you have that characteristic, you have a chance to play. Just almost an insurmountable amount of toughness just because you want to win for your teammates and do everything you can to hold the rope for the next guy. And it's just hard to watch when you got a playoff run and you've talked about how much Mississippi's affected your family and you got a dog at Ole Miss now, and just to step away and walk away from those players. I don't know. After you've told them all the things you've told them to get them there and play hard for you, it'd be just a tough thing to walk away from. It's sad to watch in college football. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. But you know what? My dad always used to say money talks and bullshit walks. I guess it doesn't matter about championships and winning and family and, all the stuff that you just said over there, which is what life's about. And it wasn't even the money. It doesn't sound like this. I've heard it was going to be pretty similar, but obviously, it is what it is. Sorry, Ole Miss. I'm unlike you. I think Pete Golding's going to get run over like a freight train, like Dave Arnett. I think that this. Listen, man. I know you're friends with some of these guys. This is not your opinion. My opinion is see the Titanic hit the iceberg and watch it sink. And look, I don't have anything against Pete, but watch out. This is not going to end. Do you think that Lane Kiffin at LSU is going to be bad? This is going to be a very short run. Sorry.
Depends on who they play first. Depends on who they play first.
They were in a spot where they had to hire the guy because they didn't have any other choice. They just didn't. There was no other choice. Lane Kiffin left them in a lurch, just like he left Alabama in a lurch. The crazy thing to me is I hear some guys might have been on the 2016 team and they talk kindly about him. If I was on that team, I'd hate this guy because these antics cost them a championship. If that guy's focused, he's one of the best offensive minds in football, NFL, college, anywhere. He's a genius. If he's focused like when you worked with him, I mean, look at the game plans that you guys had going in. Think about it, dude.
Chill out with all that. You got to chill out with all that.
No.
You got to chill out with all that. I can't go. I'm not going into details, but you keep saying that.
He gets credit for it.
He does.
How about when he does this? When the quarterback's about to throw a pass and he just puts his hands up before the guy even gets rid of the ball. Were you ever part of one of those?
Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't too focused on all that.
For any of you guys that hung around for this entire show, look at this, the gem that you're getting here at the end. Hey, let me remind you of this. We're brought to you by Patriot Roofing and Builders Unlimited home building license. They do everything. Total home solution, roofing, gutters, windows, and full home renovations, free inspections. You can call us and we answer. That's right. Will and Justin will pick up your call at Patriot Roofing and Builders. And I'm telling you, man, these kind of guys are priceless. I've been trying to find the guy who did my yard that looks so good. He's MIA. Can't find him because I need some more work done. So you find these guys, they do a great job on a lot of stuff that's going on at your house. And just take it from somebody that's been doing some renovations. Having somebody you can trust in that spot's a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
One other thing I want to tell you, when life's got you by the gonads, you want to go somewhere and hang back to back coastal style hotel of the year, Residence Inn by Marriott Ocean City. Our guy Keith has got you covered down there, whether you're rocking at the boardwalk in OC, whether you're going to Secrets, going to the Green Turtle, which I always love the Green Turtle. I haven't been there in years. Residence Inn by Marriott Ocean City is beautiful. Awesome sunset right there on the water. The guys from the next round did their show there. They loved it. We're planning on going there soon. So when you're finally moved in, Coker, we've got to take you and the wife, and we're going to have to go out there and do like a weekend.
Have a good time.
You're going to need it.
Oh, I need it right now. I need it before I move in.
I like your studio.
Oh, yeah. Not a bad room, is it?
Looks good. All right. Any final thoughts?
I already hit those. You got to get your facts straight next time you're talking about 2016.
Hey, I just watched. Look, I got the trophy up there, or the statue. That's Kenyon Drake scoring, and I see you on the Daniel Moore picture. I saw a lot of offense on that team. It's a lot of offense. OJ Howard, I can still see him streaking down the field. Remember him?
Yeah.
Derrick Henry. He was really good.
Yeah, it's yeah, we were good. You know, I can't say anything. I mean, I know you're baiting me into saying some stuff.
No, I'm not. You feel bad for the players at Ole Miss.
Yeah,
I just put it out there. I'm not baiting too much. Anyway, look, love all you guys. Make sure you tell the next round guys you like the show if you like it. And if you don't, just don't say anything. And if anybody made it this far, I'm going to be on the next round 10 a.m. tomorrow. So check it out. And then Coker and I will be back on here tomorrow. So roll tide, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for hanging with us.